Okay. So it's always interesting when I can't see you. So if you need anything, definitely holler. Let me know.
Will do. Thanks.
And I'll assume you're doing okay back there. Okay, let's go ahead and find a comfortable way to sit. See that you feel really supported by whatever it is that you're sitting on. And then from that support, from that base, maybe there's a little bit of extra ease that you can find through the shoulders, the throat, the jaw. So that simultaneously there's the sensation of being supported and steady in space and having some freedom, some movement, some ease. And then notice what is happening in your surroundings. Notice any sounds. Might even notice the vision. So even though the eyes are probably closed, there are likely some lights, some colors, some things happening behind the eyelids. So take a notice. And then pay attention to what's happening on your skin. What are you sensing? What is the sense of touch telling you? What are the sensations of the parts of your body that are touching the ground or your support? What is the sensation of your hands on your thighs? Do you notice any sensations from the air, a breeze or coolness or heat? We'll continue to bring the awareness closer and closer in towards the center. So inside of the body, are you feeling anything that really jumps right out at you? If you have any aches or pains, this is what's likely to come first to mind with good reason, because it's a reminder to tend to those things. They need a little bit of extra attention, care. Also allow your awareness to spread to other parts of the body where you feel well, where you feel good and healthy, alive, free of pain. Notice any sensations that you're feeling in your heart or your belly, or both, any residual emotional stuff that's happening inside. And then see if you can feel your entire body all at once. What's the overall sensation of being you in this moment? And then just a couple of breaths together. So as you inhale, allow the breath to go deep, feel your belly expand. And as you exhale, allow the breath to leave your body slowly. Breathing deeply on the inhalation through the nose. Slowly on the exhalation through the nose. Please take a couple of more breaths in your own time. I'm going to chant the peace invocation, which is the invocation traditionally used for the relationship between student and teacher. If you know it, Om Sahana Bhavatu, you're welcome to join in at home or soften your ears and just listen. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanao Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvina Vadi Tamastu, Ma Vidvishravahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May there be peace between teacher and student, no ill will, and a spirit of vigor and excitement for the learning for both. And then as you're ready, you can let your eyes open, release the palms. Okay, so let's, Linda, before you came, I asked if you have a block and a strap to grab that. So we're gonna start using the block and the strap. What I'd like is for you with the strap nearby to come and lie down on your back. And take the block and place it under your sacrum. So really low under the hips, right? Sometimes when I'm teaching class in person, it's really hard to see on the computer screen, but I've been teaching this pose in person a little bit this week, and I'm noticing that it's there's a little bit of a lack of awareness where the sacrum is for some folks. So since I can't see you, you might just bring your hands to your pelvis, feel your hip points, the round bony things in the front, and then drop your fingers straight down and see that, more or less the bottom edge of the block is there. So we're actually quite low on the spine. Take a couple of breaths and feel the imprint of your body, the footprint, the sensations of your body touching the ground and being supported. And by the way, I don't think I said this, but my block is on the lowest height. I'm keeping it pretty mild. I also have some low back stuff going on, so I might not do every single pose with you. I've been doing this a lot because it feels great when I have low back pain, which luckily isn't that often, but right now for sure. Okay, so we're going to do the Supta Padangusthasana series. Linda, you've been here for this, where we put one leg in the air, and it can be done on the block, and it might feel really nice. So you can try it, and then if you don't like it on the block, then you'll just get rid of the block and bring your sacrum straight to the floor, and you can do the same thing. So we'll take the strap over the right foot and see if you can walk your hands as much as possible up the strap so that your arms are straight. And then have a look at your foot. See that the strap is underneath the ball nut joint, so at the top of the arch. We're going to get into the calf a little bit by doing that. And pull a little bit more strongly on the right strap. So you'll notice this is going to take your ankle a little bit out of any tendency to sickle. So we want that for now. Take a couple of deep breaths. You can straighten the bottom leg either on or off the block. If you're on the block, it's more likely that when you straighten the leg, it's like, this is actually too much. And you'll either want to bend the knee again or remove the block, one or the other. Okay, last breath. And then take your right thumb, place it in the hip crease, and draw that right hip towards the left heel. So it's an external rotation in the hip joint. And then put both of the straps into the left hand, right hand out to the right. You'll need counterbalance, especially if you're on the block. Root that left thigh down, down, down. And then come into this side stretch with the leg. And it's kind of good because it's really easy to get off balance. So it might be that here's the time to bend the knee. And remember that that bottom leg needs to be super grounded wherever you are. We're just going to be here for another breath. And then inhale, bring it back up. Switch the legs. So I think we all started with the knee bent. We'll start there again. Look at your feet, look at your toes, and place the strap, the bottom of the ball nut joint, top of the arch. You can, I think my block needed a little bit of a shift there from the movement. So you can get the block so that it's feeling steady again underneath your sacrum. And then pull a little bit more strongly through your left hand. And just notice what that does for the ankle. If you have any tendency to sprain your ankle, which I just had surgery because I sprained my ankle approximately 5,000 times, this is the direction that you want to encourage your ankle to go, is if you're pulling more strongly on the left side of the foot, you're coming out of that sickle. And then go ahead and straighten the bottom leg if you liked that. Reach out through both heels. Take 3 or so more breaths here before we take the leg to the side. Okay, and then same thing on the left side. Take your left thumb, so the straps will have to go into the right hand for a moment, left thumb into left hip crease, and take that left hip towards the right heel. This externally rotates the leg. Place both straps back into the left hand, bring your right hand out to the right. If you start to feel like you're coming off balance, then bend the knee, and then begin to bring that left leg over to the left. And once again, you're going to really have to stay active in the bottom leg. If your leg is straight, and even if your leg, even if you're not on the bolster, then having the groundedness through that leg is going to be really nice. Just another breath or so. It's tricky here. Coming to the side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, release the foot down. And then just take a couple of breaths with the neutral pelvis on or off the block. Feel your body, and maybe recalling just for a moment, if anything had jumped out at you when we were scanning through the body that needed your attention and care, then remember that now. And as we go throughout the practice, and I'll just add on to that to say that even though sometimes I say things with like an imperative, like this is what we're doing, they're actually, everything I say is a suggestion. So take them as such and go your own way whenever it feels like that would be better, either doing more or less or something different altogether. Okay, press through your feet, inhale. If you have the block, let's slide it out of the way. And then really gently take your knees. You can roll from side to side, make circles with your knees. Use your knees to push the dog away. Whatever you need right now. And then we'll begin to rock back and forth along the spine. We'll do it a few times. When you come down, feel yourself really tuck. So that sacrum that we discovered earlier, we're going to roll over it. And if it's almost like you can see if you can feel the weight of your body come all the way over the entire surface area of the sacrum. You don't have to go far. I'm not going to go far because of the thing going on with my back. But you could also swing pretty wildly like you're a child. Either way. And then we'll begin to, at the top, when you get to the top, to have a little baby boat pose. Just pause for a breath and then roll back. Come up, pause. Go in your own tempo. Maybe 3 or 4 more. Inhale and this boat pose. Exhale to roll over the spine, any amount. Okay. I like it. And then we're going to come all the way up. Let's come to all fours. I think a few cat and cows before we come to standing. That sounds like it would be nice to me. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And when you're ready, deep inhale, roll the shoulders down your back, lift the sit bones up. And then exhale, push through your hands around the spine. Let's take 4, 5, 6, something like that. Deep breaths. Letting this be really about the breath and connecting with your breath. Good. 2 or so more, and then we'll add a little bit of side bending. So as you come back through a neutral spine, pause. Go ahead and look over at one hip and feel the opposite side stretch. Inhale to center, and then exhale, look at the opposite hip. Inhale to center. And then we can just go back and forth like this, opening up the sides of the body. Okay. And then back through center. Take a moment in a neutral spine. And then we're going to do a gentle twist and shoulder opener here. So take your right hand a little bit in towards the midline. I like it. Just make sure it's right underneath the shoulders. And then let your right hip drop as you lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling into a twist. And then as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle and bring the hand under behind the right arm. Come onto your left shoulder. From here, you can have your left hand right in front of the face. That's a really good place to be. There are some other options. You could straighten your right leg behind you. You could do that or stretch the fingertips up towards the ceiling or around the back. So they're all options that could be taken. One, the other, both, all, as you like. Another option that you might like for the last couple of breaths is to walk the right hand over the head so it becomes straight. Last big inhale. And then go ahead, release, come back to center. Back to a neutral spine. And let's do it again. So this time bringing your left hand a little bit in towards the midline, just making sure that it's under the shoulder. Let your left hip drop as you reach the right fingertips up. So there's a nice twist here. And then we're going to twist in the opposite direction as we bring the right hand behind the left forearm and onto the right shoulder blade. So I'll describe the options again. And in fact, I'll show to the side for the leg thing if that was confusing. Let's see, your left hand, I can right, or you might stretch the left foot back behind you. You might stretch the left fingertips up to the ceiling or overhead. Overhead and straight leg is a nice balance challenge. Take a couple of more deep breaths. And then press into your left hand. Come back to center. Tuck your toes. Let's send the hips up and back for downward facing dog. You feel free to do anything that you enjoy in down dog. So that might be pedaling out your feet. It might be shifting your hips from side to side a little bit or a lot. And when I do that, I can kind of come to the edges of my feet. You go as much as feels good, because I have a slippery patch into my sticky mat. Take 2 or 3 more breaths. That's it. Good. And then when you're ready, take your time, walk yourself up to the top of the mat. Let's end up in Uttanasana, standing forward fold. You're welcome to bend your knees as much as you like and place your hands, your fingertips in the elbow creases. Let the head be super heavy. Last breath. And then slowly, slowly, I would recommend with knees bent, bring your hands to your outer hips and go ahead, press through the feet, come up to stand. And find yourself here in Tadasana, mountain pose. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, please close them. And then Feel your body in space. So notice the soles of your feet. Notice where you carry your weight. I have, I believe, a lifelong tendency, it's probably in my genes, to shift my weight forward. And so I'm really working on bringing more weight into the heels, which I find helps me occupy a little bit better the back of my body and feel a little bit more grounded in the present moment, actually. Not sort of shooting or projecting myself forward in space or in time. Feel your hips over your heels, your shoulders over your hips, and your ears over your shoulders. Notice how this little bit of practice that we've done so far, it's about 20 minutes of sitting, and we've moved the spine in all the directions that it goes. We've back bended, we forward folded, we went from side to side, and we twisted. How is this landing in your body right now? Notice how just a little bit of practice can really make a change and a big difference in the overall feeling of the body. And then when you're ready, go ahead, let your eyes open. We'll do our 4 sun salutations. We're going to do low lunges. So if you want to have a little extra padding for your knees, go ahead and set that up in the middle of your mat. And then finding yourself in Tadasana, inhale, be here. Exhale, hands together, center of the heart. Inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, bring your body halfway up. And then exhale, fold, step the right foot back, knee down. This first round, let's take a little time. So hands on the thigh. Most of the time, most of us are going to let the hips just kind of come on forward, and there's nothing wrong with that. Take a moment and notice how that feels. And then press through the left foot, the front foot, to bring your hips back in space so that the hips are over the knee. And with your hands on your hip points, lift up there to get a little bit deeper into the stretch in the back leg. If you keep this pelvic tilt, then you try to go back forward. You're not going to go as far, which is good because that means that the hip flexors are being stretched. And then if you like, from there, you can reach the fingertips up into the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, come on down to your belly. And we'll do a little vinyasa or dynamic movement here. So roll your shoulders down your back and have your forehead on the floor. As you inhale, lift the chest, drag the sticky mat a bit back with your hands. And then exhale, slowly the forehead comes down. Inhale, the shoulders roll. The hands drag back towards your hips. And please continue 4 or so more, simply being with the breath and moving the body a little bit in a back bending direction. Okay, and then the next time that you're up into Cobra Pose, you can stay here. If you'd like to take a deeper version of the pose, one thing that you can do, of course, you can always just push up, but you can also slide your hands forward, keep rolling the shoulders back and the elbows in, and then come up like that. So it's a little more, I don't know what to call it. I'm looking for a metaphor, but the hands are forward, more forward than they usually be. And I feel that that gives me a nice angle. It's not too much, not too little. Take a breath. You might feel that sensation too, that I was mentioning as we move dynamically, of taking the hands into the sticky mat and drawing back. This will engage your, the back of your body, the back muscles, and also probably open your chest a little bit more. Take one last big inhale. And then exhale, press into the sticky mat, roll over your knees, come back to downward facing dog. Take your time. And then we'll have 3 breaths together. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale, stretch the right heel up and back behind you. Exhale, bring it forward towards the top of the mat. Take your time. And let the left knee come down. We'll do the same thing. So first letting the hips drop. You can just let them go if that feels good. Notice how that feels. It has its time and place for sure. For one thing, there's a sense of ease here for me. I don't have to think about it. I can just be there. Let's try something a little bit different. Press into that right foot like we did on the first side so that you're a little bit more upright in space. And then lift up the front of the pelvis. You can even put your fingers there on the hip points, lift them up. Feel the sit bones drop a bit, and then come forward again, but you're probably not going to go very far. This is as far as I can go if I maintain that tilt in the pelvis. And then wait for an inhalation, lift the fingertips up, lift the chest. Take a couple of deep breaths. Last big inhale. On your exhalation, bring the hands down to either side of the front foot. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up and lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bow. Inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, release the arms. We'll move a little bit more quickly now. Inhale, be here, Tadasana. Exhale, hands together, center of the heart. Think of the sun. Inhale, reach, expand, lift the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, bow completely forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step the left foot back into a lunge, knee down. Inhale, fingertips up, lift the front of the pelvis, lift the belly, lift the chest. Exhale, hands down. Inhale to plank. This time there's lots of options. You can come through a vinyasa, or you could hold plank for a few breaths, which is a really great integrated way to strengthen the body. And then when you're ready, let's meet up in downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale, reach the left heel up and back. Exhale, step towards the top of your mat. Take your time. Inhale, feel the front of your pelvis lift, feel the belly lift, feel the chest lift, and fingertips follow. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, straighten the back leg. Exhale, step forward, top of the mat. Inhale, come halfway up, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, be here. Exhale, hands together, center of the heart. Inhale, reach, get big, lift the chest. Exhale, fold, down you go. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, this time if you want to keep the knee up, do it, or knee down. And then inhale into a lunge of your choice. Exhale, hands down. Take your time, inhale to plank. Exhale, holding plank or lowering half or all the way with or without the knees. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale, reach the right heel up and back behind you. Exhale, bring it towards the top of the mat, no rush. With the back knee up or down, inhale, find a lunge. And then all in one movement, if possible, exhale, hands down, step forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press to the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Last one here. Inhale, exhale, prayer pose. Inhale, get large, expand the chest, reach the fingertips. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, left foot back, knee up or down as you like. Inhale into a lunge. Lift the front of the pelvis here too. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, plank. You're welcome to leave out the movement. Stay in plank, go to down dog or half or all the way to the floor. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale. Exhale, one. Inhale. Exhale, two. Inhale. Exhale, three. Inhale, reach the left heel up and back. Exhale, step it in the direction of the top of the mat. Inhale, find your lunge. Exhale, hands come down, step forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, come halfway up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, press down through the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, release the arms. Let's pause. Feel free to close your eyes or keep your eyes open softly. And notice how you're feeling now. Maybe you feel more sensations. Maybe you feel your heartbeat. Maybe you notice how the sun salutations landed in your body. How is that landing for you now? What is this overall sense of being you right here in this moment? And then let your eyes open. Let's do our balancing sequence here. So again, always, you don't have to stand on one leg as long as we go, because I do a few poses. So shift the weight into your left hand and then tree pose, any variation that you like. The toes could be down, the sole of the foot could come to the calf. It also might be nice to be near a wall, just to have that sense of security, whether or not you use it. Feel the periphery of your body come in towards the midline, and you might feel yourself get taller as you do that. With that length, the arms might reach up and overhead if that feels good to you. If you're stable, then see if you can bring your gaze to the horizon and soften the eyes. Okay, here we go a little bit more. We'll bring the knee out in front. Take a hold in towards your chest any amount. And if you're wobbly like I am, being on a hard floor really helps a lot. And make circles with your ankle. Change the direction of your circles. And then we'll come into a little bit more quadricep hip opening. So sliding the hand down until you have the ankle or the foot. And then press the foot into the hand and let that action come all the way up your body. Maybe the left fingertips reach up towards the ceiling. Maybe you come forward more. You could come all the way towards like a big old dancer pose if you wanted. I'm going to stay upright and let my gaze be at the horizon and just keep pushing the foot into the hand to come into a mild back bend. All right, really nice. Bring the knee out front, flex the ankle, look at your ankle and see that you have a 90-degree angle between the edge of the foot and your fibula is the bone that meets on the outer ankle. So no sickling as you cross that ankle over the knee, keep the engagement. Send the hips back, come into a squat. You can have your hands lots of places, hips, prayer, lower leg. Some people, this isn't me lately, but for some people, it makes a lot of sense to bring the fingertips all the way to the floor to get that ideal amount of stretch. Yeah. Okay, and then slowly press through the foot, come back up to stand, have yourself out of the situation, and then step your feet a little bit wider than hip distance, toes out, heels in. Arms are nice and floppy, and let your arms swing. Please come up onto that opposite toe. Yeah, exactly right. Because the ankle and the knee don't really want to twist. So we'll keep them moving with the pelvis and hips. Okay. Go ahead and slow that down. Back to Tadasana. Feel nice and steady on 2 feet. And let's do the second side. So shifting the weight into the, I forgot where we were. Yeah, I think it's in your right. Yes, okay. And then starting in tree pose. So whatever variation was working for you. And then you might notice, if you can see yourself or if you can see me, when I come into the pose, my hips jut out and I kind of like hanging out, as if I were at the bar, my hip were on the bar. So instead, we're not at the bar, we're in yoga. Let's bring everything in towards the center. Feel your periphery come in. And then you might feel yourself get taller. Bring your arms up and overhead. Take a couple of deep breaths. Nice. Okay, and then the knee in front, in towards the chest, and we'll make circles with the ankle. Change the direction of your circles. Same thing here. Slide the hand down until you have the ankle or the foot. Lots of places to go here. For me today, I'm really just wanting to push the foot into the hand, and I'm really enjoying how that changes the entire rest of the body. So as I push the foot into the hand, doesn't have to be a big movement, then the rest of the body can come into this back bend, a little bit of an arch. For me, it's mild today. And you can look straight ahead, you can tip forward, you can stay upright. Have the right amount of back bend and balance for you. Not too much, not too little. Okay, and then we'll let it go. Release the foot. Oh no, we forgot our hip stretch, or I forgot the hip stretch. You might not have. So we're going to bring it up one more time. See that you're not sickling the ankle. Cross the ankle very flexed over the knee and then come down. So you could look at your ankle and you can see if you have more like the heel on the thigh and your ankle sickles, this is the direction in which we're most likely to sprain our ankle. So that's why, because this is fresh for me, I'm really encouraging people to understand that anatomy because it's so common to roll the ankle, especially yoga people who might be out hiking as well. So we're going to keep that nice and engaged, train it. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then take your time, come back up, uncross your legs. Stand again with the feet apart, a little wider than hip distance, toes out, heels in, hands to hips. Let's make our hip circles. And change the direction of your circles. All right. Coming back into Tadasana, nice and steady. Feel your feet on the ground. Take your gaze to the horizon. Soften the eyes. Feel your body. Feel the entirety of your body. What it's like to be you now in this time and space. Big inhale. Exhale, hands together, center of the heart. Inhale, press through the feet, sweep the arms up, reach overhead. Exhale, bow all the way forward. Inhale, take your time, roll the shoulders back and lift the chest. And then exhale, this time we're going to go straight to plank or to down dog as you wish. And then if you like, through a vinyasa or hold your plank, hold your down dog. Take a couple of deep breaths. If you're in plank, push the hands really strongly into the sticky mat. Look forward. All right. And then to down dog. 3 or 4 deep breaths, and then we're going to do some standing poses. Not that different to what we have been doing. Similar sequence. Okay. We're going to start with warrior 1 on the right side. So reach your right heel up and back. Exhale, step it towards the top of the mat. We don't have to go as far. And then inhale, find a pleasant warrior 1. So it's definitely does not need to be your biggest, deepest. Just enjoying, can have the shoulders relaxed and the arms a little wider. Take a couple of breaths. Okay. And then I'll do from this side. Let your back heel pop up. So your hips are probably able to be a little bit more square here. You can bring your hands to your hips. We're going to experiment a little bit. I think we did this last week some. So feel your ankle this time. We're moving up the body from the soles of the feet to the ankle now, progressing. Feel your ankle as you reach the heel back. And then as you bring the heel forward, just notice that movement. Let's have that heel forward. So the sole of the foot is maybe not quite, but heading towards, parallel with the wall. And then we'll do a twist. So inhale, the arms come up. Like we did in tree pose, see if you can bring your entire periphery, especially your torso, in towards the center to lift the chest. And then we're going to use those same muscles to go ahead and twist. You can let the left hip drop a bit and twist open to your right. Notice what's happened with your heel. So the moment that my mind goes, it's a very deep habit to have the heel push back. See if you can bring the heel over the ball of the foot so that this will help you get a little bit more lift and bring you into the twist. You can stay here and use your core muscles to support your body. So this is a really good strength builder. If you'd like to have the deeper twist, you can have your hands to prayer and hook the elbow, or bring one hand outside of the knee, the other hand outside of the hip, the outer hip. And then you can have a little bit, not tugging or pushing or forcing, but just a gentle encouragement to be deeper in your twist, if you like. Last breath. And then let yourself unwind. Inhale, the fingertips come up. Pause, be a moment there in the lunge. Nice. Big inhale. Exhale, hands come down. Let's come all the way to our bellies. And we'll do a little bit of gentle back bending and strengthening. So starting with your forearms crossed, let your forehead come down. Feel your body resting on the ground. Feel the front of your body supported. And then bring your hands by your sides. Let's start one leg at a time. As you inhale, lift the right leg from the inner thigh. And see if you can have you're reaching the ball nut joints away from you. The toes are back. So we're super engaged in the lower leg. Big inhale. Exhale, let it come down. Inhale, lift from the left inner thigh. And then the ankle could be flexed, but point the balls of the ball nut joints of the toes away from you. So I guess this is like a Barbie foot, right? Just a little more engagement through the foot to activate the lower leg, to activate the upper leg, to bring the back bend even further up the body. Big inhale. And then exhale, release the legs, make a pillow with your forearms again, rest your forehead, let your heels fall away from each other. Take a couple of breaths. Yeah, so we're back. We're just lying here in crocodile pose with the forehead down. Okay, and now we're gonna do the full locust pose. Let's start with the hands interlaced behind the back. So my thumbs are on top of my sacrum. Roll your shoulders back, inhale, lift the chest, and then lift the legs from the inner thighs. Feel the back of your body really engage to hold you in this shape. Have the Barbie feet and see if there's any relationship to that engagement all the way to the toes that travels up your body. Last big inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, come down, take a rest, crocodile pose. Head is resting on the forearms. Okay, let's do one more locust. I'd love to do two more, but there's so much I want to do with you today. So we're just going to do one more. This time, the hands not interlaced. You can interlace them if you want. Or what I'm going to do is I'm having the palms face towards each other by my side. And then everybody, when you're ready, inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the legs. You really don't have to go far at all in this pose for it to be very, very beneficial. So keep reaching the ball nut joints of your feet away from you. Does that have any effect all the way up to the shoulders and chest? Maybe, maybe not. 2 or 3 more deep breaths. This is like plank pose for the back body. So we're working really everything, the entire back of the body. We're engaging and strengthening. Just like in plank, we're engaging and strengthening the entire front of the body. Last big deep breath. And then bring your hands under your shoulders. Here we go, back up and over the knees into downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths. It might be better to be in child's pose for a moment. And then we'll have the warrior one and the twist on the second side. So inhale your left heel up. Exhale, step it forward. We don't need any big warrior one. A gentle, steady, maybe arms a little wider than usual so that the shoulders can relax. We're gonna work hard in other ways. So let's just be here, be steady. Take your gaze to the horizon. Try not to look up or down. Soften the eyes. Okay. And we're gonna experiment again with the back foot. So let the right heel pop up. You can push the heel back, bring it forward. I have my hands on my hips when I do this just to help my brain doesn't want to focus on too many things. Right now, I'm wanting to focus on the heel and how it feels to go back, how it feels to come forward. For today, I'm wanting the forward position because it's going to prepare me to come into the twist that we're about to do. So inhale with the heel over the ball nut joints of the toes, lift the fingertips. Like we did in tree pose, bring everything in towards your center, feel yourself get longer. Using those same muscles, drawing in towards the spine, go ahead and twist open to your left. Reach the fingertips away from each other. Take a couple of breaths and just feel how the muscles of the core really can bring you into a twist a lot. That's one of the functions of certain groups of those muscles is to do exactly that. And I don't think we do it intentionally very often. So enjoy a couple more breaths. You could stay here and continue with that, or bring your hand outside of your knee, other hand to the hip. Some of you will want to come deeper by hooking the elbow. Good. Okay, and then go ahead, bring yourself out of the twist, back into the lunge. Take one deep breath here in your lunge. Really be here and inhabit the shape. Wait for an exhalation to bring the hands down. And then you can come to plank, or it might be time to leave this part out. You could come half or all the way with or without your knees. And then we're just going to do one back bend as we inhale. And exhale back to downward facing dog. We'll do another set of standing poses. So if you would like, please take a rest, whether that's down dog or child's pose. And then I might have said this before, but let's have our blocks, 2 blocks at the top of the mat. So if you need to make adjustments to do that, go for it. And then when you are ready, lift the right leg up, or just come on in. We're coming back into warrior 1, like we did before. Lift the chest. And then you might bring to mind locust pose and how that felt in the chest. So there was not a huge back bend, but there was a little bit of a back bend. We were reaching out through the ball and nut joint, so you could feel same thing in the left leg. As you reach down into the earth, you might find that you lift the chest a little bit more, not needing to overdo it, but a little bit. And then let the back heel pop up. Take a big inhale. With the heel over the ball nut joints of the foot, come forward. We're going to come into warrior 3. So if you have your hands forward, it's very challenging. I mean, it's challenging in any case, but to bring your arms into prayer by your sides will moderate that a little bit. But wherever you are, see about that locust. Remember how the collarbones were spread, the chest, that was the back bend we did on our belly. And we had some opening there. Get that here too. Flex the ankle so strongly. Take a couple more breaths. And then let's take our hands to the blocks. Pause here for a moment, and you can make a decision whether going further meets your needs today for tending to yourself, or maybe staying here or backing off would be a better idea. If you'd like to continue, then take the left hand holding the block in a little bit more towards the midline. So we have the wrist under the shoulder or even a little bit further. Flex the left heel really strongly. Let the left hip drop gently as you roll the spine and twist open into Parvrita Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon pose. It's super challenging. So if you're a little off balance or just playing and experimenting, totally fine. It can help to have the right hand on the right hip, and we can just encourage the right shoulder back. All right, good. And then inhale, exhale, unwind. Take a moment. You might lift the left heel up, and then we'll all meet up in a high lunge. So step slowly back with your left foot. Inhale, be here. Inhabit the pose. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale, step to plank. If you're doing a vinyasa, go slowly. Let it be about the breath, and then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Nice. Okay, take a breath. See how you're feeling on the right side and on the left side. Are they different? And what's the overall sense of being you in this body right now? The word for that is bhava. This basically means isness. It's our sensation of being, of just being. What's it like for you now? Are we cultivating a pleasant overall sensation of being here in this moment? And if it doesn't feel like it, what can we do for the last half of class or last bit of class so that we are really cultivating pleasure and joy and happiness in the pose, in the practice? This is something that's lifting us up and making us feel better. All right, so let's do the second side with that in mind. Inhale, lift your left heel up and back. Exhale, come on in, warrior one. Yeah, I'm gonna have my heel up just because of my ankle. You could have your heel down, all good. And then reach out down through the outer edge of your right foot if you have the heel down. And feel how that action might reverberate through the whole body. And you might feel a little bit of that locust pose in the chest. Okay. Enjoy another breath or two. Let your gaze be at the horizon, nice and steady and soft. What's it like to be you right now? What's the sense of being in your body in this shape, in this moment? And then we'll come to warrior three. So much harder with your fingertips out. You might even start with your hands to prayer. Bring that heel over the ball nut joints of the foot, and then just a little up. You might stay low. You might feel yourself come a little bit more forward. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Here again, as you reach out through the back heel, ankle nice and flexed. See if that action can come all the way up into the front of the body so that you have some locust pose in the chest, just a really nice, gentle back bend. And then here we go. So you can decide which stop you're getting off at, or if you need to go back and be back in warrior one for a few breaths would be a good option. If you'd like to do the revolved half moon pose, then have your hands on the blocks to start. And then your right hand is going to come in a little bit towards the midline. Roll that shoulder down the back. Let the right hip drop. So if we think about twisting open to the left, it's going to start in the pelvis with the right hip dropping. And then from there, with the muscles of your core engaged, come into a twist. It might make sense to have your left hand on your left hip. Wherever you are, see if you can roll, especially the left shoulder down your back. One more breath. And then exhale, unwind, take your time. Slowly, slowly step back into a high lunge. Establish yourself there, be there for a moment. And then exhale the hands down. Inhale, this is the last invitation for vinyasa. So if you'd like it, go ahead and take it. And then let's meet in downward facing dog or child's pose so that we have a little time to begin to bring the nervous system into a calmer state, finding a little more softness and ease. So whatever pose works with that in mind. Okay, and then go ahead and come onto your knees. Let's kneel, and if it works for your feet to tuck the toes, then tuck the toes. Sit back on your heels for just a moment. Feel your body. Have your gaze straight ahead at the horizon. Notice your tendencies to look up or down. Another breath or so. And then press through the balls of your feet and feel your thighs lift up into kneeling. We're going to do just one camel pose, Ustrasana. So we're going to do a nice mild protective of the back pose here. So the heels of my hands are right at the top of my hips. And then let's roll the shoulders back, draw the elbows towards each other, reach the heels of your hands down, take your hips with them, and roll the chest open, roll the shoulders back, and come into any amount of back bend, really letting, again, the hands guide the pelvis into this position where the flesh of the buttocks is heading towards the knees. You'll know if you've gone too far, if you feel it, strain or pain, come out. Another breath. And then press through the feet, come back to neutral. One more time, let's sit back on the heels with the toes tucked. Take a couple of breaths. You can close your eyes now, feel your body. For most of us, we're going to be experiencing a lot of sensation in the feet. See if you can spread the awareness of your sensation to wider and wider regions of the body. So maybe you're feeling both legs simultaneously, the entire torso and neck, the head. And then eventually see if you can spread your awareness evenly throughout the entire body, even though you're probably experiencing a lot of sensation in one place. Last breath or so. And then go ahead. Let your weight come forward, hands forward, take your time. You can untuck the toes and give them a couple taps. And then let's lie down on our backs. We started in bridge, let's end in bridge, at least the most active part of our practice. So we'll do a few gentle, dynamic bridge poses. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, if that helps you to feel your body, you want to feel as much of the body as we can, occupying space and moving. Feel your inhale, feel your exhale. And then on your next inhalation, press gently into the feet, let the hips lift, let the fingertips come overhead. Nice and gently, everything comes back down. We've done some deep back bending now, so this can be really all about inhabiting your body and taking deep, soothing, restorative breaths. We'll have about 8 or 9. And then the next time that you're up, you could stay right there, or you could take a gentle bridge pose with your hands interlaced behind your back, or you could do like we did at the beginning of class, which is my choice, to bring the block right under the sacrum. And wherever you are, let's take 5 or 6 deep breaths. And then press into your feet, lift your hips up, slide the block out if you have it, or come out of your bridge pose. Bring your arms out into a T. Lift your feet off the ground, and we're going to do another dynamic movement into a twist. So inhale, be here. Exhale, gently, slowly bring your legs over to one side. They don't have to touch just yet because we're going to come back and forth. And then inhale, belly back, knees up. Exhale over to the second side. Inhale, belly back, knees up. So 4 or 5. If you like, you can definitely keep the feet on the ground to have a gentler, softer experience. Okay. And then let's come on into a twist of your choice. I'm going to recommend actually bringing the feet down, mat width apart, so the feet are wide, and then letting them both drop to one side. Either side is fine. This is very gentle. We've deeply twisted a lot today. So coming out of that gently might feel really good. If your body would like to go a little bit deeper, then you can place the leg that's closest to your chest, place that ankle flexed, not sickling over the bottom knee. And then wherever you are, let's enjoy just 2 or 3 really deep, delicious breaths. Take your time. If you have the ankle over the knee, release it. Come back up to center. Make sure that everything is neutral. And then the feet are wide, the knees come to the second side. Do a gentle twist. Here as well, if you like, if your body wants a little bit more stretch, then cross the ankle with it flexed, no sickling over the knee. If you have the ankle over the knee, release it. We'll all come back to center. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Any amount. You can give yourself a little massage over the sacrum from side to side. If you like happy baby, this would be a good time to do it. And then I'm going to put a block underneath my head, which will just bring a little bit of the roundness out of my low back, which I'm hoping for. So you might try it. It's definitely a different experience. Okay. Have a look at your feet, little gratitude for the feet. Keep thinking I'm going to move on from talking about the feet, but I'm just really liking it. And then go ahead and come into Shavasana. Take whatever props you need, bolsters, blanket over your head, anything under your head, bolsters. I already said that. And then just find a very, very comfortable place to be where you can relax completely. Allow the front of your body to release into the back of your body, and the back of the body to release onto the support of the earth. Allow the front of the brain to release to the center of the brain. Shavasana. Bring your awareness back into your body, to your breath. You can begin to make any movements that would feel good, wiggling fingers and toes. I like to run the thumbs over the tips of the fingers. If you'd like a big stretch, then reach your arms overhead, stretch your whole body, stretch, 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 stretch. And bend your knees one at a time. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Take your time as you roll to one side, and please pause. Have a moment or two with yourself. And when you're ready, use your hands to push yourself up to sit. You can keep your eyes closed or soft for another moment if you like. And then if you enjoy hands to prayer, center of the heart, Anjali Mudra, then please have that position with your hands. Let's take a moment to experience the body one last time together. What is it like to be you in your completeness, your wholeness, right here, right now? And then as you're ready, lift the chest into the thumbs. And exhale, surrender the head to the heart. Have a bow. One last moment of gratitude, reverence. And then inhale, lift the chin, release the palms, and allow the eyes to open. Happy Saturday. Thanks for coming, Linda. Thanks for coming, Carol. Glad to see you both.
Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome. I hope I see you soon.
I forgot how good you are. You will see me soon.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks. I'm glad.
No, this
glad
is
you got something out of it.
This is a great class. Do you think people don't know about it? Because
yes, I think people don't know about it. Yeah.
how can we help them know about it?
That's my job.
Okay. Well, it's
but
so
if you
good.
know anyone who wants to come, then invite them for sure.
Yeah. It's so good. Thank you so much for doing it. I was out of town for work this week, and when you can't do yoga, it's like, and especially airplanes, I think are the worst for like wrecking your whole thing. So it was great. Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Yeah, travel is hard, but I'm glad you came right back. That's the hardest part for me. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
See you soon.
You
Bye.
too. Thank you. Bye.